Today, we are diving into one of the absolute cornerstones of economics, the production possibilities curve. Think of it as a simple, but really powerful map, a map that shows us the absolute limit of what an entire economy can produce. You know, it's a question we ask ourselves all the time, right? We want amazing schools and super fast internet and beautiful parks and maybe a trip to Mars. We kind of want everything. But the reality is we live in a world with limits. We only have so many people, so much stuff, and so much time. So the big question is, can we really have it all? And the hard, simple answer is no, we can't. Because our resources are limited, we're forced to make choices. And here's the kicker. Every single time we choose to make more of one thing, we have to give up on making something else. This whole problem, this tension between unlimited wants and limited stuff, is exactly what economics is all about. And lucky for us, economists have a tool to help us see this whole thing a lot more clearly. And that tool is the Production Possibilities Curve, or PPC for short. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. It's just a graph that shows us all the different combinations of two things an economy can make if it's running at full steam, using everything it has. So here it is. This is our map of what's possible. You've got good Y on the vertical axis and good X on the horizontal. That curved blue line, that's the edge of the world, economically speaking. It's the absolute maximum this economy can pump out. Okay, but before we start exploring this map, we need to understand the basic rules of the game. Like any good model, the PPC has a few key assumptions just to keep things nice and simple for us. There are 5 main ones. First, we assume resources are fixed. You can't just find more. Second, technology isn't changing. Third and fourth, we're using everything we've got, both fully and efficiently. No one's slacking off. And finally, and this one's a biggie, resources are not created equal. A brilliant software engineer probably isn't the best person to build a bridge, right? That's why the curve has that specific bowed-out shape. All right, with those rules in mind, let's take a little tour of our map. We're going to look at 3 key areas, being on the curve, being inside it, and what it means to be outside of it. Any point right on that line, like A, B, C, all the way to F, that represents peak performance. This is the economy running at 100%. If you're at point C, for instance, you're making 12 units of good Y and 2 of good X. And at that exact spot, you literally can't make one more drop of Y without giving up some X. It's a perfect, efficient trade-off. Now, let's look inside the curve at points G and H. This whole area, well, this is where things are a bit disappointing. It means we're being inefficient. The economy is underperforming. Maybe a bunch of people are unemployed, or factories are just sitting empty. We could be doing better. We could be on that line. But for whatever reason, we're not. It's just wasted potential. And then there's point I, way out there. This is the dream, right? This is the combination of stuff we'd absolutely love to have. But with the resources and technology we have right now, it's just not possible. It is beyond our production frontier. We simply can't get there, at least not yet. So as you can see, these different zones tell us a really clear story about what an economy can and cannot do. So let's break it down one more time. Anything on the line or inside it, that's attainable. We can do it. It might be super efficient if we're on the line, or kind of wasteful if we're inside it, but it's possible. But anything outside that curve, that's unattainable. It's just not in the cards with what we currently have to work with. And this is exactly why the PPC is often called the production possibilities frontier. I mean, think about it. A frontier is a boundary, right? It's the line that separates where we are from where we can't yet go. It draws a clear line in the sand between what's possible and what's not. So if you're going to remember one thing from all of this, what should it be? Well, the PPC isn't just some graph in a textbook. It's a visual gut punch of a reality check. It reminds us that our resources are limited, that every single choice comes with a cost, and that there are real, hard limits to what we can do at any given moment. But, and this is where it gets really exciting, that leads to one last question. What happens when that boundary moves? Frontiers aren't always fixed. What if we invent some mind-blowing new technology or discover a whole new resource? What happens to our map of possibilities when the impossible suddenly becomes possible?